This is a San Francisco-based award-winning band here on our KVMR Celtic stage. We have Kyle Alden on guitar, Eric Owens on flute, and Louis Devereux on Bodhran. Yes, give it up for Turf in the Bog.
Thank you. Nice to see all these lovely faces out here having a good time. How about that last band? Weren't they incredible? Woo! 3 of the best musicians going today. Thank you. Those were a few jigs. Started off with Warchad Sanvona, which is a Welsh jig composed by David Hugh that I picked up off an old recording by a Welsh band called, what are they called? It's in Welsh. For something E-bar. And then that next one was, it was a melody of a Scottish Gaelic song called Himina Morviana, which means I see the big mountain. And it's usually played as a slow pipe march at funerals, but I sped it up to dance speed. I think it goes really nicely as a jig. I first heard it by a band in the 90s from the Pacific Northwest called the Wild Geese. And they played it slow and it's very pretty, so I've been playing it for a long time. And then an Irish jig called the Rakes of Kildare. And now we'll go into some reels. Thank you.
Just get me going. Actually, don't know.
The first one was called The Beauty Spot. I got it from old recordings from the 1970s by Fenton Vallely, great flute player. Then we did Humors of Lissadell, and the last one was called The Ash Plant. Okay.
Yep. Okay, give me the tune.
Come all you lads and lasses and listen unto me as I relate the sad mistake of my sad destiny. I went up to the hiring fair in a place called Hamilton's Barn, and for 6 long months I hired this man called Bodhran. He brought me home that evening and made me lots of tea. He fried me eggs and bacon and then he shook hands with me. You must be a good worker and do the best you can, for if you don't, I'm afraid you won't be here, says Tom McCann. The weather being stormy all in the winter time, and roads for making trains to clean to make some skies are lined. The other occupation was to plow and till the land. If you could do what I can do with Mr. Tom McCann. When I went to bed at night upon it I would roll. The fleas they made a strong attack, me kidneys for the hole. I shouted holy murders, me skin they tried to tan, and I prayed what made me higher with this man from Tom McCann. When calling in for breakfast, though there was nothing I could see, save a pack of hungry children, saying is there nothing left for me? The butter that was on the plate, no human eye could stand, and for tea you need not mention it to Mr. Tom McCann. Me trousers got too wide for me, me coat was rather big. Me skin grew tight upon me back, me hair was like a wig. For days and nights you'd have heard me praying for Burnhouse or a Strand to save me from that rascal called Mr. Tom McCann. Thank you. That is a song I got from my uncle's record collection a long time ago when I was a kid. From a band from the early 70s called, from DC, called the Irish Tradition. Okay.
Yep.
Listen, Jake. you. There's some jigs, Winnie Hayes, 10 penny bit, and price of my kick. There's some for you. Thank you. Those first two are Sweeney's Dream and Ebb Tide. Ebb Tide was written by Sean Ryan, and I got those from an old book by a great whistle player, L.D. McCullough. And then after that, we played the Knotted Chord, which I got from playing a Planksty for one of my dad's old records. I grew up listening to Planksty and stuff. They called it the Junior Cream's favorite. I have met some pretty commons in my rambles here and there. There are tall ones, small ones, you can find them anywhere. But of all the pretty girls I met from the compass to the sea, sure the Kilmac Thomas girl is the one that pleases me. She is as fine a girl as you could wish to see. I'd marry her this minute if she only would agree. How I wish that I could coax her down the car with me. But the Kilmac Thomas girl is couldn't even guess, for I was looking at her face and never saw her dress. She is as fine a girl as you could wish to see. I'd marry her this minute if she only would agree. How I wish that I could coax her down to Caribou with me, but the Kill McDonald's girl is the best of all me. Now I'm losing every job I get for work I'm not too fine. It's hard for me to work when there is so much on my mind. Just thinking how I'll get her, I have enough to do. But if she says she'll marry me, I'll work as good as two. She is as fine a girl as you could wish to see. I'd marry her this minute if she only would agree. How I wish that I could coax her down to Caribou with me, but the Kill McDonald's girl is the best girl I'll see. Now when I go to bed at night, I cannot sleep a wink. I know you won't believe me if I tell you what I think. And when I'm tired of thinking, I go out to the glen. I stand outside her window, then go back to bed again. She is as fine a girl as you could wish to see. I'd marry her this minute if she only would agree. How I wish that I could coax her down the Caribou with me, but the Kill McDonald's girl is the best girl of me. I'm going tonight to tell her, I'll tell her straight and plain. But behold, if she refuses me, I'll never stand the strain. But behold, if she refuses me, and if I still survive, I'll join the Monsignori for as long as I'm alive. She is as fine a girl as you could wish to see. I'd marry her this minute if she only would agree. How I wish that I could coax her down to Caribou with me, but the Kill McDonald's girl is the best of me. Thank you. I got that from a song, that's a Waterford song. I got that from a YouTube video of a young girl, accordion player named Iona, I think her name was. Don't know her last name. Singing in a session, and it's just a lovely song. Okay, we're gonna play some jigs. Oh, take a second. We kind of coalesced around the United Irish Cultural Center in San Francisco. They have open sessions every Saturday if any of you are interested, if you're in the Bay Area. They have tons of great events, so if you live down that way, check their calendar, United Irish Cultural Center. Like the Andrew Finn McGill Trio had played there last night. Ted played there a couple months ago. All the big acts come through, so definitely worth checking out. We got a couple of festivals coming up. We're gonna play at the Trad Fest West, which is coming up this summer, and then Rock the Gates is another one of the big festivals that we play. So just a lot going on at the United Irish Cultural Center. first one was Stig Dig, and it was written by a great Irish guitar player named John McCartan. And I got it. I was doing a gig with a fiddle player who's out here somewhere, Connor Fitzpatrick, and we were exchanging tunes to get ready to play together. And he turned me on to that one. Super cool, too. And then followed up with Hair in the Corn, which was another one I got from Plankstein growing up, listening to that. And then the last one was Frank Aquil, which means Frank of the Hollow, which is also called King of the Pipers a lot. And I got that from the playing of Damien Milan, a great accordion player, All-Ireland accordion player. And I first heard it from Daniel Ryan from Ewell. Okay, we're getting booted. We're gonna do one more section.
Are you gonna
do some real?
Are you gonna introduce the band?
Oh yeah, we're Turfing the Bog. We're from San Francisco, more or less. That's where we play most of the time. I'm drawing a blank here. We got Kyle Alden on the guitar. Fantastic guitar player, legend in San Francisco. We got another San Francisco legend, Devereux on the Bodhran. And me, Eric, I play the flute, and I'm up by Yosemite National Park, up in the hills up there. Yeah, that's fine. Patrick and Bob. Thank you very much.